So, yeah, if you have a pen and paper or an open document, it's going to be a little bit more interactive. This is the last session, so I kind of want to just kind of shake it up for this session. So if you have it, that will be great. Okay. Our opening prayer is my very favorite prayer, the prayer of St. Francis. It is, Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Amen.
Nice.
All right. Last week we talked about meditation and like how it was a bicep curl for the mind, and it was all about training and awareness of our thoughts. So typically we think of it as maybe just trying to get our mind empty, but really another way to look at it is just training just to be aware of those thoughts coming up. We also talked about mindfulness, being engaged in the present moment. Hope you got a chance to practice that. And then kindness and generosity um, is just a great addition to helping your mental health. So this week, these are my 5 steps to positive mental health. I'm sure there's so many ways to get to mental health, but I thought these were important to me. So the first one is start with why. Know your reasons for working towards positive mental health. We are more motivated to build and continue new habits when we have a good reason. So I know I've tried many mental health techniques in the past because I thought, oh, these I think I should do these. But they didn't really have a solid reason behind them. And so when I started thinking about the reasons behind why I wanted to do them, then it just solidified my habits, and it made it so that I wasn't like, oh, I guess I have to meditate. It was that I wanted to. My reason was really, really strong. So this is on your paper or your computer, wherever you're doing this. I want you to write out your intention. I will take care of my mental health because. So I'm going to give you like a minute. It doesn't have to be like a full sentence, just little bullet marks. I feel like I could write a lot on this, but I was trying to be succinct. So mine was, it affects everything, my relationships, my physical health, and my outlook on life. If I didn't take care of it, I would struggle frequently with anxiety. That is something that I have really dealt with in the past, and it is always kind of there waiting to kind of take over. And so I feel like I know that my habits and the things that I do are so, so important because I don't want my mental health to tank. I've experienced that and it's not fun. The next one, incorporate mental health tools and self-care into your daily life. Try new things and discover what works for you. So I've tried to not be prescriptive in the classes that I've taught because everybody's different, everybody's personality. So something may really resonate with you that doesn't resonate with somebody else. But I do encourage you that even if you think, oh, I would never try mindfulness, give it a shot. You never know. You don't have to commit to it, but it's good to just see if something clicks and is really useful for you. And then when our thoughts, words, and actions all align, we achieve mental congruence. So I had never heard this term, but I was researching it. And basically, it's when you know you should do something and you do it, it gives you self-confidence. Like, I'm doing what I said I would do. The next little exercise is I want you to write out the tools you want to use or try. It may be all of them, but the act of writing them makes it more like you're committing to it. So we've got the first little bit, the nature, movement, exercise, music, laughter, journaling, morning routine, connection, animals, pets, try something new, alone time. I added a couple in, create and play, just have fun. And then we have our mental health like techniques. The HALT, which was hungry, angry, lonely, tired, and thirsty. Think, which was about is it true, helpful, inspiring, necessary, kind? And then stop, take a deep breath, observe your thoughts, pull back and ponder, and proceed with something helpful. You've got a news media fast, the worry tree, the zigzag, gratitude, savoring, meditation, mindfulness, acts of kindness. So just go ahead and start writing out, 3 to 5, it may be 10, whatever really resonates with you that, yes, I think I could really do this and try this in my life. I know for me, I want to get back to some journaling. A morning routine would be nice after the summer has been a non-routine kind of thing. So I would like to get back to that. I have actually been using the STOP acronym, and I like that. And then I want to try another news media fast. I feel like that would be beneficial. Step 3, reach out. Have a person you can talk to about your mental health and talk to them regularly. Consider Stephen ministers. They are compassionate, confidential, and skilled at mindful listening, which we talked about. So that is a really good, really cool resource. Also consider professional help. Reaching out means you are strong, not weak. I will be super honest and say that that's one of my regrets, that in the times where I was in that orange mental health continuum, which I wasn't doing well, I had this belief that I could just kind of make it through. And I really wish I had reached out. I think it would have been a lot better for me. So that's why I definitely think, if you're trying these techniques and tools and it's just, you're still anxious, you're still depressed, that's super strong and great of you to reach out for that help. That's really something I advocate for. So your next step is write it down. Who can you talk to regularly? Just think about it. And it may not come or easily if you don't have anybody like that, but that's okay. Keep that thought in your mind, and then go. If you think, well, I don't need therapy, I'm fine. I find that having it just written down, I know for me, I have a place that if I need it, I'm going to go. I have it written down, and I feel like it gives me that confidence that I'll be ready to do that, and I won't have to Google it. I will just have that resource, and all I have to do is call. So I would write these down, keep them in a spot so that if you need them, they'll be there. Step 4, share. Talk about your mental health openly and honestly. This gives others permission to do the same and reduces stigma. So sharing can be, I know for me, I have one friend that we will text each other or talk to each other and just say, like, I am struggling, I'm having a hard day. And that we have that kind of relationship, and it's really helpful. So this doesn't need to be like public on Facebook. You say, I'm struggling. I'm not really comfortable. I'm kind of a private person. So you don't need to do that. But I do think letting people know, hey, my life isn't perfect, especially with social media and everything. I think that's really helpful to know. We're all humans. We all struggle at times. So this is, I think, a really important step. So write it down, 30 seconds. Who would benefit from your honesty about your mental health? Would it be someone you work with, your kids? Who would benefit by knowing that sometimes you struggle and that that's normal? Okay, last step is step 5, keep showing up. Working towards positive mental health and resilience is something we must do daily. I wish it was just like a one and done type of thing. And I've actually done that before where I think I've made it. I'm so happy now. And then I don't take my supplements. I don't meditate. I don't exercise. I'm just like, I'm good. And that is actually that's a bad recipe for me. I actually need to do the work every day. Otherwise I will start to spiral. It won't be all at once, but after like a week or so, I'll just feel terrible and I'll wonder why. It's because I just didn't do anything. So I don't do that anymore. I make sure to show up for myself. You are worth the effort. So life is busy and crazy, but as this next point says, by taking care of your mental health, you will have more energy to help others. So I think that's like in the airplane when they tell you to put your mask on first. That's kind of that analogy that we need. And it may seem, I know for me, sometimes I'll have these thoughts of, well, that's selfish. I need to help others first. But really, by showing up for ourselves, we have so much more to give. And I've learned that lesson many times, and I keep learning it, that really me first is not selfish. It's just taking care of myself. So this next point, I want you to write down your plan. So go back to your list from step 2 where you wrote down all the tools, and I want you to circle the ones you're actually going to do this week. And if you're a super planner like me, I want you to write what day, what time you're going to actually do it. Because just thinking about it and talking about it doesn't really accomplish anything, but actually doing it is going to further the goal. So, and this is something you could do every week if you ever plan out your week, or you just kind of need a little direction or need a little motivation. Come to this list and say, hey, I'm at least going to do one thing this week for myself to take care of my mental health. Okay, some additional resources. So this is, I feel like, honestly, I could talk every week for a year about all the mental health stuff. There's so much good stuff, but these are some that I'm particularly passionate about. This one, for chronic pain, this book, Mind Body Prescription by Dr. John Sarno, it discusses how our thoughts influence how our body reacts. This book has been life-changing for me, and that's kind of high praise, but it's really, really true. I would just give this book to anybody who needed it. It's really cool. It's a lot about what we talked about, like the thoughts influencing our bodies and the way we react to things. So I had chronic pain a couple years back. It was pretty severe. I read this book, and yeah, it changed my life. So I would love, if you ever want to know more about it, I swear I could talk like an hour about it. Really, really great book. Some mental health apps to keep it kind of front of mind since we're in our phones anyways. This is called CBT Thought Diary. It has a gratitude journal, and plus it helps with tracking your moods and identifying and challenging negative thought patterns. This one's I really, really like because you don't have to sign up and get a password and then get premium. You know, it's just, you just do it. So I have been using that, and it's, I really enjoy it. Mind Shift. This one's cool. I haven't used it as much, but it helps with anxiety, has some tools if you're dealing with panic or worry or perfectionism. So that one could be one to check out. There's probably 100 more, but those are the 2 that I saw that I really liked. And then the Enneagram, it is a great tool to help you learn more about yourself. Love the Enneagram. It's to say it's a personality tool is so, that's like very small amount of what it is. So you can do some research on that, but once we know more about ourselves, we can see just our patterns, and I don't even know if I could really explain it in like a little sound bite, but definitely look into it. It's been very useful for me.